Right, Uber launched in Italy, and we have here Benedetta Arese Lucini, Uber. A warm welcome. Hi, Benedetta, how are you going? Welcome, welcome. How many of you used Uber? I mean, not in Italy before. Did you ever experience? Okay.
Yes.
How cool is that? Can I say, for me, when they told me Uber will launch in Rome, in Italy, in Rome, I thought, this woman, she's a hero. I mean, with the Rome taxi drivers, you know. Well, this morning, I just let you speak, just to give you this story. This morning, I got a taxi, and the taxi driver started to go in the totally opposite way. So I stopped him, and I say, hey, man, sorry. I'm Italian. I lived in Rome. Please, can you go the right way? And he say, oh, all right, okay, well, let's take the right way. Can you imagine that? I mean, no, that's crazy, you know? But in Rome, it's like that, so good luck. Uber is super cool. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be really fast. I don't even really have some slides. So I guess he called me a hero, but actually the first time Uber called me, I was starting companies in Malaysia. And Chris, who was launching in Italy, was like, can you come start Italy for us? And I was like, you're crazy. I'm not going to come to Uber in Italy. Are you sure you studied the market? He was like, yeah, it's going to be great, you know, whatever. And I was like, you're crazy. And so I was like, call me find somebody else. And then he calls me like a few days later, and he's like, come on, I let you know, you used Uber in San Francisco, you understand the brand, it's customer first, it's really important that we innovate in this market, otherwise it's never going to change. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And so I had an interview with Travis, the CEO, who actually made it very hard. But after our interview, he was like, okay, go girl, here's Italy, take all the resources you need, and we're going to launch. So when I started in Milan, the first thing I learned about Uber was it's a global brand, and that's what we want to be. It's a brand that has to be recognized all over the world, but it's very local in a sense. And every single country manager or city manager that Uber has is like a little CEO. So you run your own company, you execute locally. You change the wording, you change the way you message the brand, but the brand values remain the same. And the core of Uber, I think, is like this really simple idea of like calling a car on demand that's like really stylish with a touch of a button. And there's like 3 core little things that actually the brand brings, which is one touch call of a car. Second, you can have that interaction with a driver even before the driver comes to pick you up. And third, the fact that you never have to pay. Like it goes straight through your credit card. So once you understand like those core values of your brand, it's really important to make sure that those get conserved everywhere in the world, and that your customers in Rome, in Dubai, and in Shanghai all feel that they're being taken care of, and they come first. And I think that this is a lesson that at Uber, not only in Milan and in Rome, but we've learned it everywhere in the world, we are disruptive. We're disrupting the transportation industry. Like many other companies before us who disrupted other markets, there's going to be tough times. And I think in transportation, the tough times are even harder. And so when you put your customer first and they understand what you represent, then your customers are going to be there for you when you have to fight the battles. And since I've started in Italy, I think we've fought quite a few battles, but we're still here, and we still continue to bring innovation, and we still continue to put our customer first. So, thank you. No?
Stay with me 1 second. Well, what do you think will be the most difficult challenge for a company like Uber in a context like the Italian context, where you just are in one of the most difficult niche, in my opinion? So what do you think is the biggest challenge, maybe from previous experience in other countries?
I think that the hardest challenge is going to make sure that people accept change. Change is going to mean that some jobs have to change. So you actually have to move a market that traditionally has been very much protected. And that's the challenge that has been here in Italy, where there has to be an interaction between startups and new companies, but also institutional support to bring the change. And so this is what I'm trying to do every day.
But, and the valuation now of Uber, just to give an idea, I read about, you know, billions of valuation and funding on an impressive...
Yeah, we're just really grateful to have Google as one of our investors now. And I must say, instead of talking just about valuation, I think for us, the really important thing is they're a partner. They're going to bring us a lot of new opportunities. And we can always develop as a product, bringing new innovation to our customer. I mean, here in Italy, we're also trying to find ways in which we can innovate and bring more stuff to our customers. And if you use Uber in Rome these days, we have actually Wi-Fi in our cars, and it's actually something that Italy did before any other country, so we're very happy about that. And Weeman is a startup here, and you can go find them in the alley also, and they're helping us with that. So,
who was the driver? I'm an unpaid evangelist, by the way, so just to let you know, unfortunately. But no, I heard a story, maybe it was with Max Ciocciola yesterday, we were talking about this driver that just said, you know, Uber changed my life, you know, because it was a good chance for him to change the way he was working. So interesting stories also.
I think that in San Francisco, some of our drivers started as a driver, and now they have their own car, and they have 10 cars, and they send their kids to Stanford. And when we hear these stories, like, it's a great way of seeing that there is something that you can do and innovate in terms of like bringing a gap in a market that was traditionally difficult, and you're making it easier for customers, but you're making it even better for drivers.
Excellent. Benedetta Arese Lucini, Uber, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.